Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. Today we're doing another everyday makeup kit refresh. It's going to be slightly chaotic. We'll get into why maybe in the get ready with me section. But because of things that are going on with my office, I already shopped my stash, so I won't film me going into my closet, but I did pick out quite a lot of things. That was probably loud. A lot of things that we need to kind of reckon with what actually needs to go into my kit, because as you're going to see in a section, my kit is completely overflowing, and because of some of the stuff that's going on right now, I really need my kit to be streamlined so I can just grab and go and apply makeup. So without further ado, let's get into unpacking my current kit and figuring out what can go, and then we'll talk about what I'm going to bring in. We're dealing with some crazy lighting. Again, we'll get into what's going on with my office in a second, but I'm just going to unpack and sort out my brushes because, shocker, those need washed. Okay, here's what we're working with. My box is now empty. I have some brushes that I need to get out of the way, but let's go ahead and put the stuff in that I know is staying and some that I know is leaving. I wanted to do a really satisfying flat lay of this, but the lighting's not working with me today. One thing that is leaving is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blur Stick. Right now my skin is just too dry. I think that I'll probably be pulling this back in March just for like a quick stick foundation. But what I've been using instead of a foundation on my light makeup days where I want to be quick, I'm actually using the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Under Eye Genius Corrector. Now this is a pinky corrector, but I've gotten quite a bit of use, if you can see the divot, of just using it where I have redness and letting my blush cover up my redness. I can bring my products now down to 3 since my last kind of low spoons makeup. So this product is staying and the Ease Drop is leaving. Then I have 3 more foundations, and I'm very tempted to keep all of these in here because I used to be such a mixologist with my foundations. It was rare that I wasn't mixing some, and I don't know where that kind of fell out for me. I think because I had found individual products that worked really well, but one thing that I want to try is mixing the LYS and the NARS, so I'm going to keep both of those in there to try that. Through this last time that I reset my kit, I brought in the Chantecaille in place of the Euphoria. And because my skin has been so dry, it is a really nice day out today, but that has not been the case. It has been quite cold. The Chantecaille really, I fell back in love with it. It's just so beautiful and kind of self-leveling and gel-like and moisturizing, and I'm getting through quite a bit of it. So I do want to keep this in here and see if I can use it up while it's still a little cooler outside, and then jump back to the Euphoria when it gets a little warmer and I need something that can stand up to sweating a little bit more. I'm not sweating right now. I kept the Mob Beauty Ceramide Cream Foundation in, and I still have not tested it, so I think that's what we're going to use today. Although I really want to just mix the LYS and NARS because it's so full coverage. We will give this a try today, so I'm going to keep that in here to try out today, and then we'll decide if it's going to stay in or not. Then Fix Plus, that's going to stay. I use it, and I actually just refilled it with my larger one. I had this travel size and I was almost out, but I just refilled it. It's such a better size for my kit. Then that leads us into powder, keeping the Westman Atelier. I am definitely moving towards panning this. You can see right there. So that's going to stay. And then as far as bronzers go, I collected a lot of bronzers. So you're going to see the stuff that I the stuff that I discovered was my most used makeup products in my most recent most used products video. I kept a lot of those products in here, so you're going to see I do have the Gucci. And I'm like so tempted to keep this in here to get more use out of it. There are days where I just like using the powder brush. So I think I'm going to keep that in. If I need more room, that's gonna go. But then I also think for now, the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector, I think this one can leave. I have enough neutrals palettes to cover me. This is more convenient in travel or like car makeup, so that is going to go. We're down 2 products. That makes me happy. Rosing Concealer, that's going to stay. This is my Glam Concealer. I can't live without it. I'm almost empty, which means I will have to replace that potentially, unless I want to give the Beauty Pie full coverage one a go again. It's going to be hard, but I might try to do that. And then the Thrive Causemetics Concealer. I just messed it up, but I'm already starting to see it going down. I just smeared, but it was like down to here. I think that this is going to leave my kit because I'm going to be testing something else that I got through a friend's declutter. So I'm going to put this to the side just to save room and make sure that I try the other product we're going to give, but I still really love that. I think had it not been for me discovering that I can use the Beauty Pie corrector all over, I would keep that in there, but I don't think I need it for now. Let's actually talk mascara. I have 3 mascaras. The 2 Thrive mascaras, the non-tubing volumizer, and then the tubing formula. And then I have the e.l.f., what am I saying? The e.l.f. Lash Extender tubing formula. This one is for sure staying. I love that, although I think my non-tubing formula of the Thrive is officially dried out, and I have also used all of it up. I do like these minis when I'm switching between formulas. It just feels less wasteful, so this is going into empties. The liquid lash extensions I'll keep in, but I could see this being in the same bucket as that, so I'll keep it in for now, but it's probably not going to last until my next reset. More skin prep. I have the Beauty Pie Pure Ceramides Elastic Boost Eye Moisturizer Serum. This is staying in. Some days I need it right before makeup. I have another one in my bathroom, but I'm going to keep that one in there. And then I'm going to keep the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm as lip prep, which I'm actually going to apply some now because I am crusty and I do have my skincare on, but I didn't do my lips. So much better. And also keeping the e.l.f. Lip Scrub. This is in the Orange Creamsicle. I love it. We're using quite a bit of it. It looks kind of yucky, but look how much product's in there. Heck yeah. Because I've used quite a bit of it. But that's staying. Let's get into blushes. So, or actually one more face prep thing. The Bobbi Brown face base. I'll give it one more shot. The fragrance, it's so fragranced. My skin is just not here for it. The blush side of things, I have a lot. So let's knock out the first one, which is Photosurgence Condensate. Mine is quite old, and I strong-armed it and cracked the lid. So Jason from Photosurgence was so nice to send me a new one when I ordered my new bronzer. So the new one's gonna go in, the old one, it's time to give her up. She's probably gonna go in empties, but that's one blush. And then Ignite from Photosurgence, I still want to keep in there. I do really like it as kind of like a more red chilly girl blush. But that said, I have always kept the Finding Ferdinand khaki collab from Summer Abroad, her first collab with him. I've always kept Latte in there, and I've used quite a bit of it, and I do really like this as like a very subdued blush, so I'm going to keep that. The 2 blushes from the new collection that I have worn is the Shade Adjuster in Chilled, and then also the blush in Sunrise, which the Sunrise is still available. I love it so much. I'm so sad that these sold out very, honestly, I think before I received my PR package. But you'll see in the box that of things that I would like to bring in. I definitely want to play with this collection more. The timing is perfect. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. I'll insert a picture here of me wearing these 2 shades plus one of the lip glosses. Khaki just always kills it with color, and I just love her as a person. I got to meet her in real life, and it was like my long-lost sister. I just love her so much, and she did an excellent job. And there are some differences in formula. Since the products are sold out and they're not doing a restock, They will, however, be doing hex codes for you to get custom mixes of these shades. If you want to see like a full rundown of the products, let me know. We'll probably use these in today's Get Ready With Me just because I'm very excited about them. But if you do want like a very in-depth video, let me know. And then I forgot one bronzer, which is my Spectral Sunlight. I always want to say Shine. That's the highlighter. The Spectral Sunlight. Mine's broken. If I did this, it would fall out. So that is the one that I replaced, as I mentioned in my first month no buy wrap up. So the new one's going in. I've already used it. I love it so much, but the Gucci might go, but that has to stay, you know, just is what it is. The last blush is that Laura Mercier blush that I wanted to try. It is a more pink blush and I haven't opened it, so I just don't know that I'm in the mood to test this, especially with the other blushes that I have going on. So I actually think I might give this to a friend. Then let's talk about lips. I have the Bitten lip tint from Victoria Beckham and Cherie that fell into this kit as I've done my makeup. This stays on my desk. It's just a really quick stain so that my lips show up on a Zoom call. So I'm gonna put that back in my desk. And then I have 3 loose lips that are in here. So I have the, sorry, 4, I dropped one. I have the 3 from the Khaki Finding Ferdinand collab. That picture that I showed earlier, I was wearing the mulled wine. I love these. They smell incredible. And this one, the Cafe Noisette, this is Bonnie Bell, the old mocha one, if you know what I'm talking about. I was obsessed with that in middle school and high school. I even reminisced and bought one in college right before they went out of business, but this is that. And I am obsessed and I love it. I don't traditionally keep lips in here, but I think I'm going to keep these in here because I see myself reaching for them in this period of time, the winter, you know? So I'll keep those. The Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment and Lingonberry Jam. This is still one of my favorite lips, but I think this is gonna go back into my kit because I grab it a lot throughout the day and I just don't want to have to go through my kit to get it, so it'll go back in my closet. And that brings us into eyeshadow. So I have 2 single eyeshadows, the Merit Studio shade, which I still love, but I haven't been reaching for it as much and I could use the real estate, so I think it's going to go back into my collection. We'll see if it migrates its way in here next time. But then what I have been using is the Phytosurgence Lunar Light Wave, which is so good. I've dug so much out of this and I just love it so much. It's just nice to add some sparkle even if you're not wearing anything else, so that's going to stay. And then I have 3 eyeshadow palettes here. I have the Glam one and the Winter Beach one from Lawless, and then the Ethereal Eyes palette. Because of that video I did revisiting my most used makeup, I'm like, why is this not in my everyday kit? This is going to be the neutrals in my everyday kit now, which means the Glam one I think I can give up, even though it does have a black that the Makeup by Mario does not. However, I did start playing with the colors in the Winter Beach. You'll see it in my 1-month recap. I wore the kind of blue-green shimmery shade and then the navy, and it was so much fun. So I'm going to tentatively leave it in for now. So really we're just getting rid of this. Oh, and then I also had the Dreamy Dozen. The Makeup by Mario covers what I need out of this. So this one's going back. So 2 going back, 2 staying. I like it. And then this contraption is a hot mess and we need to talk through everything in here. So I'm going to take those out now. Okay, let's talk about brows first. I have the e.l.f. Bite Size Brow Palette and Taupe. That's staying because this is what I use on a 3 product day. I use this, condensate, and the Beauty Pie. It's just so easy. I love it. The Benefit Gimme Brow made it to my kit because of that last video. As much as I do enjoy this product, I've just been enjoying powder more, so this is going to go back. And then I'll keep the Lip Tinted Hue Brow, although we might revisit this decision with something in my basket. I just really love this, and I definitely do want to use it up before it goes bad. It has a 12-month shelf life, and I think I can use it up, so those are the 2 brow products I'm going to keep, and I feel good about that. But as far as eyeliner goes, I've gotten back into using eyeliner, and on my low spoon makeup video, someone mentioned that they were using cinnamon as kind of like a buffed out eyeliner to give like a smoky eye really quickly. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So we'll talk about colors from that standpoint. The two that definitely are staying are Cocoa and Black. Just a nice brown and black eyeliner, can be used in so many ways. My Beauty Pie liquid liner, keeping that. I love a good wing line. But as far as the shades that I wanted to use as like a buffed out eyeliner, I had Gold Lame just to add to looks if I wanted to. And then Smoky Quartz I was hoping would be, so Smoky Quartz here and then Gold Lame. I was hoping Smoky Quartz would be that for me, but I tried it and I just didn't like the shade. I think I would with other shadows around it, but on its own, it's not giving me what I want. And then Gold Lame is more, I feel like a more intentional eye look. So I think these two are gonna go back in my collection, but I'm actually gonna bring different ones in. So these will go back. A couple more in the lip category that were in that divider. I have my Chanel Red, keeping this because I really want to push myself on days where I don't even wear mascara. Now that my lashes are lifted and tinted, I think it'd be cool to wear just a red, powerful lip, which is why I'm keeping it in here and not in my closet. And then the Sachu lip liner stain, I love this. I really love this. I have it in Mauve, which maybe that's what we'll use today as well, just to show you. But I really love that. And then as far as lip liners go, I'm really in like a battle of the lip liners, and I do find that keeping them in my kit is a little easier because I'm lining them as I apply the rest of my makeup, and then I can kind of shop for my lip that I want. So I have the Fit Glow Lip Liner Nude because this one was my most used in a time that I didn't really wear lip liner much, so wanted to keep that around. But then I think my Wet n Wild Plumberry can go back just because I have another one here that can serve this purpose. I could see myself going back and putting this back in, but to save some space, we'll get rid of it. Then the 4 Lawless lip liners that I have. Frank got a hold of the end of this one, which is a shame because it's my favorite. This is Honey Mauve, I think. I'll correct myself on the screen, but this one is a really nice deeper version of the Fit Glow Nude. So it gives me a bit more of a contour, whereas the Fit Glow just gives me definition. Then I have Burnished, which is a little bit more red, and I think that's why I'm okay getting rid of Plumberry, so I'll keep this for my red lips. Then I have Desert Mauve, which I think is a little too pink for me. I'd rather use that original one. And then we also have Nude Honey, which I think this one's gonna be, needs to be compared to Fit Glow, and then also Victoria Beckham in shade 2. So up top right here is Lawless, Nude Honey, Fit Glow Nude, and then Victoria Beckham 2. It's so funny because if you mixed Victoria Beckham 2 and the Fit Glow, you would get Nude Honey from Lawless. If you mix these bottom two, you basically get this. Lawless, you can kind of see, is much more creamy. The Fit Glow is still creamy, but a little more waxy. And then the Victoria Beckham is much more waxy. I think I'm only going to keep the Lawless and the Fit Glow, and we'll put the Victoria Beckham back. Although if I was going for longevity, because it is more waxy, I'd probably go with the Victoria Beckham, but that's not really top of mind. So I'll go over the last thing I forgot, which is my sunscreen that stays in. Okay, it might be a little darker, but we're gonna go with it. This is the stuff that is staying. Also, I got a pun calendar from my sister, and look how funny. I'm really tempted to frame this. T-plane. All right, so here we have everything leaving my current kit. We got rid of a lot more than we did last time, and we're probably going to add a lot more than we did last time. So I'm going to throw these in the basket and also unload my basket to talk through what we should add. Okay, here's all the stuff that we need to talk about. The first one that I'm bringing into my collection is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Eye Brightener. Is that what this is called? I have it in the shade Light. This was decluttered by Khaki. Thank you, Khaki. I loved going through your decluttered items. But this is what I'm going to bring in place of Thrive. I have swatched this. It's the perfect color, but I've been wanting to try this for so long, especially with the soothing wand, the cooling wand, but I'm very excited. This is definitely going in my kit. Then the product that I need to reckon against the Lip Tinted, which first of all, just look at this spread. Who needs to go shopping when this is living in my closet, you know? Anyway, I have the Got to Be Glued. I've used this. Man, does this really glue things down. And I'm wondering if I should wait to bring it in or bring it in now. I don't know. I'm like dying to try it, but I know that it's super intense. I need to revisit this. We'll come back. For eyeliners, let's start there. I'm definitely bringing in the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in, what is this, Total Taupe. I did a video where I use this for my brows, my lips, and my eyes, and I loved it so much, and I want to revisit that look, so this one's coming in for sure. Then from Victoria Beckham, I think I can get, what does she call this? Fig shade, this purple shade here. I think that can be my one Smoke It Out shade, but I also think that bronze also could be, and then it might be fun to try to do it with sequin green, or the very new to me Surfside shade could be fun. So I think Surfside I'm only going to bring in if we bring in this melt palette that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to set it to the side. I think bronze might be the one that I would smoke out the most. I think it's just more warmer and almost green compared to the smoky quartz. So this one I think is the one that I'll bring in. And then sequin green might be that one. We might bring in both of those, and then I'm just not sure. I think I'm going to skip Fig, and we're going to bring in sequin green and bronze and see if that is a nice kind of one eye product and done. So we'll bring those in. I also want to bring in the eye brightener from Victoria Beckham. It's just going to look peachy on my hand here, but I like it with a wing, you know? And then the one thing I forgot about was I wanted to see Makeup by Mario Smoky Pink next to those lip liners that I chose. It is deeper. I think I am going to bring it in, and we'll see who rises to the top this month. All right, and then as far as blushes, I am going to bring the rest of the Khaki collab for Après Ski with Finding Ferdinand in. I've been having a lot of fun playing with those, so those will go in. I want to talk about, I grabbed 4 lips. Now I do keep my lips in my collection because they're up on top and I can just grab them. But there's 2 shades that I haven't really worn yet. I've swatched and I put them on my lips, but I haven't worn them and I want to. And then I've just been really craving wearing my Westman Atelier lip balms. So if they will fit in my kit, I want to keep them in there, so I think of them first. But we shall see. We shall see. I've got kind of a nice pinky berry with Ma Pouche from Westman Atelier, and then a nude with the shade Nana, and then the Thrive Causemetics in Maya, which is a berry red. It's much more berry than the Chanel that I have, but again, I kind of want to do the same thing where I pull out a power red unexpectedly, you know, spice up a Wednesday afternoon. And then the Toast of New York from Revlon. I really wanted to wear this in fall, and I just didn't get around to it, but I think we can still make it work, so I want to try that as well. So I'm going to keep these. But the eyeshadows is where we really have to have a discussion. I pulled 2 quads, the Makeup by Mario Nude 1 palette. I have put so much work into this and dented all of these shades, these the most, because I'm really only using this as a crease shade, but this with the bronze eyeliner from Victoria Beckham, gosh, this used to be a go-to daily look for me, so I really kind of want to bring this back in and see what happens. But then I also pulled the Beauty Pie Quad in the Patty Dubroff 001. It's kind of like their brown shade. If I pull this in, I feel like the Makeup by Mario has to go, so I'm going to set that to the side. And then I also pulled the Ilia because this has gotten zero use in my collection. It might be a good time to pull it in with those Finding Ferdinand blushes because I think the color story goes really, really well. And if that's the case, then I can get rid of the Makeup by Mario. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll bring in the Ilia to try it out. But then I also pulled some of my Olivia Palermo because I just haven't used them. And looking at this one now, the Soiree, as much as I love it, I'm just not wearing heavy looks like this, so I'm going to put that back. And in the same vein as Makeup by Mario, the Olivia Palermo All Natural was like a go-to palette for me. As you can see, I've really dented my favorite One and Done shade in the cream shade there. So actually what I'm thinking is maybe we give Makeup by Mario a break, the Ethereal Eyes, and we replace it with these two smaller palettes, and that also saves me space in my kit. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to replace the Makeup by Mario, here you go, with those two smaller palettes. And then here's where I think I might get rid of the Winter Beach because I've pulled two kind of more fun palettes because I am starting to sit down and having a little more fun with my shadow, hence why we're really talking about eyeshadow this month. I have my Seeking Shifts Shine by SD and Seeking Shifts collab, which I really love. I've gotten some use out of, but I would love to use them as toppers more. And then I have a few shades from the normal Shine by SD line, and I'm thinking this could be fun to pull in when I want some sparkle. But I don't know, because as much as I'm getting back into eyeshadows, I don't know that I'm back into duochromes yet because sometimes they do irritate my eyes. So I think I'm going to put this back, but I foresee that being pulled in next month. And then last but certainly not least, my very good friend Chelsea, who I love so much, we exchanged gifts, and she so lovely bought me the Melt Muerte palette, one half of the Muerte palette. I've always loved this color story so much, and I've just never pulled the trigger, and I've also never tried Melt eyeshadows. But I think that this, because of this really light gold, I think that I can let go of the Winter Beach because that could be a really pretty inner corner highlight for me. I think that's what we'll do. I'm gonna let go of the beach for now, and we're gonna bring in Melt, and I'm so excited to use this. So excited. All right, I need to clean up, and look at all those pretty swatches. It's like I was in Sephora, you know? Also, before we get into this, do you see this? If anyone has questions about longevity of Victoria Beckham eyeliners or Lawless Victoria Beckham and Fit Glow lip liners, I just scrubbed. You can still see remnants. They're good products. All right, so we have everything leaving my collection that was previously in it. I think we did a good job. And then here's a short pile, just 4 products that I thought would make it in that didn't, and then my brushes that need to be washed. And then here's where my kit sits. It's looking pretty good. I can close it, but it is stuffed full. So if I find out in the next day or two that I can't function with that much products, we'll take the sometimes products out and keep them in a basket in my office so that they're easy for me to grab, but my everyday kit that travels from my bathroom to my office is more manageable on the day-to-day. All right, the lighting was crazy. I just sat down and edited that because my camera overheated, and I know the footage was kind of crazy. I will cover here kind of why things are so chaotic, And then we're going to do the get ready with me with my new kit in a separate video because this has become quite long, but I did want to talk through all the products. I think there's some speed reviews in there, and then also kind of where I'm at mentally with makeup, which is kind of getting more into glam looks or more time consuming looks, definitely different from last month's. And I also think that we'll do this on a monthly cadence, so really interesting to see the difference between January and February. You can kind of see my mindset shifting into giving myself more time to sit down and kind of get into flow state with eyeshadow and things, but things are crazy in my office. I am filming my office redo right now, so things were kind of chaotic to begin with. On top of that, I'm missing my shears, so the lighting is kind of janky for today's filming episode, which is going to be this, and then the get ready with me. I think the lighting is going to be fine for the get ready with me now, which is so nice. But we also have a carpet contractor coming in to fix some carpet installation that they did 2 years ago. We have a project house. It was one of the bigger projects we did. That said, everything is kind of being moved. All of the loose stuff is being moved out of rooms, so I'm not going to be able to access my collection, hence why I brought lips in, and also why I really need to get this streamlined, because for the next week it's going to be really me living out of this kit more so than every other day. So that's where we're at. It's chaotic. I'm sorry about the framing and the lighting. It'll be better in the next one, but I hope that you're doing so well. I hope you'll join me in the get ready with me, because we are going to test a couple of those products that I was unsure of. And yeah, I feel good about my kit. Let me know what's in your kit for the month, if you have a kit, and if you change things out. What did you shop my stash for? What's your makeup mood? All those good things. I'm learning so much from you in the comments, and especially that tip for low spoon makeup. I'm taking all of those on board and testing them out, so I hope that you're doing well. I hope you'll stick around for the next makeup-y type video, and I will see you in my get ready with me. Bye.